Yesterday, the Trump administration took us one step closer to a war with Iran by launching an attack that killed a top Iranian military leader. And so now the strike happened. We find out on orders this morning. We find out this morning from orders on orders from President Donald Trump. So now he did this strike unilaterally. He did not consult Congress. They had no idea. Nancy Pelosi comes out this morning and says, we had no idea that he was going to launch this, this strike, this drone strike. By the way, in Iraq, on an Iranian leader, right? So now we're facing we will be facing some retaliation for that. I don't know what that looks like. It could be cyber warfare. Could be, more terrorism through some of Iran's proxy groups, some of their, terrorist groups. We don't know. We don't know what it's going to look like. But already we have sent an additional 3,500 troops to Iraq. And so the escalation, guys, has already begun. So here we go. All right, now let's get into the details of what happened with the strike. So now, according to reports, Donald Trump's decision to kill Soleimani, that is the top military leader, Qasem Soleimani, as well as 6 others with the drone strike in Baghdad, came after the Pentagon had threatened Iran with preemptive action in response to supposed indications that it was planning attacks on the U.S. Forces in the region. So now, wait, that's one of the excuses they have. Another one is, look, this is in response to the incident with our embassy. So he attacked our embassy, and so now we got to hit him back. But wait, also we're going to hit him for a different reason because he's planning an attack on us. Well, what is it? Which one is it? Pick one. So they can't even get their story straight, and this is the normal disaster that we see from the Trump administration on foreign policy. So now what's interesting about that, right? About that one excuse, like, we've got to hit them before they hit us, right? Where have we heard that before? Oh, right, Iraq, 2003, right? Leading up to 2003, Iraq's working with Al Qaeda, it's working with the terrorists, right? They're going to hit America. It's going to be disastrous. They've got weapons of mass destruction, so we must invade them. We must go on the attack. By the way, Nancy Pelosi knew that the weapons of mass destruction, that there was no weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. So maybe we should be questioning her, right? But no, we got to attack them. We got to do it now. And we got to take out this guy, which, by the way, is was the second most powerful person in Iran, in case you're wondering. This is a guy that was really close to the Ayatollah. Okay. So there is going to be a response. And looking at how important he was, how close he was to the leadership, how much he was revered by the Iranian government and certain sections of the population, I think it's going to be significant. And I think the government thinks it's going to be significant as well, because they've already said, okay, any personnel in Iraq, get out of there, run for the hills, leave Iraq now, because it's going to get bad. Okay, so now what about the evidence, right? So is there any evidence that they were going to hit us, that they were planning some sort of attack against us? We're going to be shocked to find out that no, we don't have any evidence, right? In fact, the Pentagon has offered no evidence of an imminent attack. So now Mike Pompeo, he goes on CNN, right? And he said, well, we're not going to be, yes, we're going to get attacked, but I can't actually share any of the evidence with you. Watch.
Imminent attack that he was working actively was disrupted.
A specific target overseas?
I'm not going to say anything more about the nature of the attack, but know that this was not just in Iraq, it was throughout the region. It was using these proxy forces that he has manipulated for so long to bring so much destruction to the Shias and Sunnis, the Muslims throughout the region. This is a man who inflicted enormous harm not only on American lives, but created terribly destructive activities supporting Lebanese Hezbollah, Hamas, the Palestinian Islamic Jihad, all of the bad actors in the Middle East. Qasem Soleimani was at the center of all of it.
Was there any imminent threat to the U.S. homeland?
These were threats that were located in the region.
Threats located in the region. Very, very non-specific threats. So then why should we trust anything that you have to say? Again, going back to the fact that we attacked Iraq on faulty evidence, manufactured evidence that they had weapons of mass destruction, that they were going to attack us, that they were working with Al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda! Can you believe that? No, nobody believes that. Iraq hated Al-Qaeda. And so, and look, going back to this guy fought against ISIS, right? He was one of the biggest forces that was fighting against ISIS. That doesn't make him a good guy. It doesn't make him an ally or anything like that. But remember, the main reason too, and you'll hear right-wingers go back to this all the time. Well, he killed 600 of our troops. Well, when was that? It was during the Iraq War. That was when we were literally at war with Iraq. And so, yes, we did fight him. We did fight his forces. And yes, it is a war. And casualties will happen. Casualties happen, of course, on both sides. So they're now using that as justification to attack him today. And to, more importantly, escalate a war with Iran. That's what's going on today. So, but no threat to the American homeland, which, by the way, if there's a threat to the American homeland, that is the one justification where I'd be like, all right, let's go to war. Let's go to war. If somebody attacks the American homeland, let's go to war. That's fine. But we have our forces. By the way, we have military bases all surrounding Iran. And yet there are people like that. Well, Iran's poking the bear. No, we're literally surrounding Iran. Again, and here's the thing. I don't even like the Iranian government. I hate the mullahs. I hate their fundamentalist government. I wish the people in Iran were actually free, actually had a democracy. You know, like the one that we overthrew back in the 50s. Yeah, I kind of wish they had something like that now. But, you know, we had to get in the way because we wanted their oil. That's the situation. So we have been messing up the Middle East and messing with the Middle East, destabilizing the region for decades. And we're doing it again. And this time, of course, like always, we're doing it for profit. We're doing it for resources. I mean, ridiculous, right? Look, it's always been about the oil. And the neocons and the neoconservatives have been pushing this for years. Mike Pompeo, John Bolton. John Bolton was part of the administration. He's no longer part of the administration. And God, I bet he feels terrible because, like, man, I wanted to be in the administration to do war with Iran. Why does Mike Pompeo get to do that? God damn it. I missed my choice I missed my chance because I had a disagreement with Donald Trump because he's an idiot, because he's a moron. All right, anyway. Now, you also had John McCain, you had Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham, by the way, pushing for this war, loves this war. And so, look, that's the situation, okay? Look, we can't do this. We can't go to war. I mean, at this point, I think it's probably inevitable that we end up going to war because now we hit them, they hit us, we hit back. What do you think is going to happen when we strike back against them after they strike back against us, whether it be cyber warfare or using some of their proxies? We've already sent 3,500 extra troops to the area. What do you think is going to happen when we bomb them back? Are they just going to sit around and do anything? Oh, God damn it, the Americans bombed us once. I guess we learned our lesson. No, they're going to hit us back, and then we're going to hit them, and it's going to be an endless cycle of bloodshed, and it's going to lead to a war. And I feel like we're already committed. We're already in there now at this point. Even though it's not official, we're already there. I don't know how to stop this. This is a snowball that's rolling downhill, and it's going to roll over everybody in the area. So congratulations. God damn it. is just like Iraq, okay? And by the way, look at Iraq and Afghanistan. I know there's right-wingers, oh, we're going to kick their ass, yeah! America! No. Look at what happened in Iraq and Afghanistan. We lost trillions of dollars. Those are both colossal, epic failures. Complete and utter failures. Now we have an Iraqi government, which, by the way, is much, much closer to Iran. I mean, what the hell? They're an enemy of the United States now, basically. They don't want us in their country anymore. Okay? I mean, for Christ's sake, Muqtada al-Sadr, another guy who fought us in Iraq is now part of the Iraqi government. Congratulations. How did that democracy go building in Iraq? How'd that nation building go? Trillions of dollars, the thousands of lives, American lives that were lost. Not to mention the million innocent civilian Iraqis that were also killed. That's the legacy of nation building here. For Christ's sakes, congratulations, dude. What a disaster. And now you got like Karl Rove sitting there and going on TV. You got Dick Cheney. You got these assholes going out there, going on TV. These are the same people that engineered the disaster in Iraq and Afghanistan. And now they're talking about, what should we do with Afghanistan? Or I'm sorry, what should we do with Iran? Because you messed up royally in Iraq and Afghanistan. You should not be on television at all anymore. Nobody should listen to you. You should not be allowed on TV because of your stupid opinions. I mean, you guys bungled these wars. Bungled it. The biggest blunder in American history. I mean, for God's sakes, dude. And look, what's the cost of the war? What's it going to cost? Iran is 4 times larger than Iraq. You think the Iraq war, the aftermath of the war was bad? Just wait. Just wait until we're ass deep in Iran. And trying to control that country. Absolute disaster. And look, here's the other thing, right? George W. Bush rightly gets attacked. I go after George W. Bush. You know why? Because he didn't have a plan. They did not have a plan when they went into Iraq. You think they got a plan now? You think Donald Trump, who has the attention span of a gnat, has any sort of plan if we go to war with Iran? Absolutely not. This guy can't keep his finger off the Twitter machine. An absolute fucking disaster. And I apologize for swearing, but Jesus Christ. No plan whatsoever. Going to be an epic disaster. And again, you've got these so-called anti-war MAGA people. Where are you? Yeah, there's a couple of them, right? A couple of them. But you have the establishment media that is cheering this attack on. And you got the MAGA people. And then you got supposed Democrats that are out there. I mean, reinforcing the narrative at the least that, we had to take this guy out. We had to. Justified. Even though Donald Trump should have went with the process. He should have consulted us first. And then we would have given him the rubber stamp to go and attack another country and start a disastrous war. Jesus Christ. By the way, you know the other people that really want war? The hardliners in Iran. Oh, they've been waiting for this moment. See, look at that. The great Satan. They attacked us again. We have no choice. We must go to a holy war. So, congratulations. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a patreon.com/TYTNation set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. and you guys will know that you're supporting independent progressive media.